Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a weekly message from Jesus. Each week, we bring you a miracle. You can hear the actual words of Jesus through me, of course. You're hearing my voice, not his, because he's an energy. So, he can have a voice if he wants, because he speaks to me quite a bit. But anyway, you get the idea. I want to thank all of you that tune in every week. I see names that I recognize, and Connie and I have a lot of love for all of you. So thank you so much for listening. Please tell others about us. And I know that our Father is ready to speak. So here we go. Hello, everyone. Yes, I've been coming to you now for several years, and I've been bringing you a lot of messages. A lot of different ways, basically, of saying the same thing. Many of you are here every week listening to what I have to say. And I love you so much for it. And I bless you. Many of you are trying to pass my words on to others. And many of you are doing exactly living the life that I want you to live. But how do we reach individuals that some don't even believe in me, some don't even understand faith? Faith is the greatest foundation that you can have, because faith is always something that you can lean on. Even in the worst of times, your faith is a foundation. Many of you are having problems. Everyone is right now. Many of the politicians are not having your best interests. Cost of livings are increasing around the world. There are terrible wars being fought, and they'll continue to be fought until the dictators that are controlling the people understand that they too are going to fall at the end. But it's a difficult world for humans. Now, I'm not saying it's anything new. When I walked the earth, the Romans were very warlike, and everyone feared them because they knew they were the ultimate power. If the Romans declared that you were going to die, you were going to die. Now, keep in mind that when I walked the earth, many people didn't truly understand heaven. Christianity didn't exist because I founded it. The Jewish faith, they had their own beliefs. It was based upon a lot of the teachings that they cherished from the Old Testament. Many of them were true, and of course, some were a bit exaggerated. But I knew that the Jewish people had to be the foundation of those that I talked to. Because when I returned, the concept of the one God was so different from what the Romans were listening to. The Romans had many gods. The Greeks had many gods. So there was hundreds of years where people thought that there was a God of water, a God of war, a God of love, a God of almost anything you could think of. The Romans would even take their emperors and they would declare them living gods. Well, I didn't think a whole lot of that, but I figured they could do whatever they wanted to, because those living gods only had short lives, where I have an infinite life. Their human bodies would die and they'd come back to heaven, and they would truly understand that they weren't gods. Because now when they returned, they truly knew what God was. God is an ultimate power in the galaxy. I can dictate many things. One of the greatest things that I've ever dictated for humans, of course, is free will. Humans, I want you to use free will. I want you to make your own decisions. Now, yes, I also want you to pray to me so that I can help guide you to make the right decisions. But I want you to use the common sense. Many people don't even understand that there is a spark of me in each and every heart. That's where your common sense comes from. Common sense is an inner feeling when you're doing right and when you're doing wrong. Everyone does wrong. You have to learn what is right. You have to learn what is wrong. That's why it's so important that I tell you every week how parents train their children. They must train them to understand the difference between right and wrong. They have to know that if they take another child's toy, that child's going to be upset. They have to know that if anybody takes their toy, they're going to be upset. So there's supposed to be this great equality. If you keep your toys to yourself and they keep their toys, there's a chance that everybody might be happy. But even the leaders of today don't understand that. Many of the dictators, they want other people's lands. They want their businesses. They want their money, their income, their farms. So you see, it's not really any different than it is at a childhood level. When those dictators want another person's way of life, their food, their income, well, those people are not going to put up well with it. And so there's going to be a war. They're going to defend themselves. Many people understand that the true rewards come in heaven, but many don't. Many think that the daily rewards, the great wealth, that's more important than what will happen to them when they return to heaven. But they could not be more mistaken. Everything in your human life is a test. But all of you that are listening know that because you come and you hear my words and you understand them. But there's so many people that just simply want to ignore what is right and what is wrong. They want to ignore my words. There are many people that have accumulated great wealth and have no intention of using it to help others. They want to continue to help themselves. Many people have large businesses and do not compensate their employees properly. Well, in their next life, they're going to find out what it was like to be mistreated by an employer. You see, how you live this life, that is how you will live your future lives. There are many people that don't believe in future lives. Many of the religions will tell you that you only get one shot at it. That while you're here, you have to listen to the church, because if you don't, your soul goes to an eternal hell. They overlook where your soul was for all the years before you came here, the billions of years that the planets, the life existed. Your life it's been around many times. Many of the religions don't want you to believe that. But there are many religions that do truly believe in reincarnation. Some of the older religions, they have a concept of what really takes place. Today religion can be very confusing for you. Many of the churches say that they're the only path to heaven. Well, anybody that tells you that is lying to you. Your soul is going to heaven no matter what. Your soul will be judged for how you live your life. There is no other answer. There is only one true answer. But if the church, many of them, they fear to tell you this, because then you might understand that you do not have to rely on them for your path to heaven. There are religions that have even put numbers on it. If you're not one of the top numbers, you're not going to heaven. But if you give more money, then we can put you into the upper numbers, and you're assured of going to this place of which they have no concept of. So just simply enjoy the messages that you receive. Take them to heart. I know those of you that listen to me on a regular basis do this. I bless you every week for what you do, and I so look forward to seeing you as you're watching and hearing my words. So your rewards, they'll be here, and they will definitely be in heaven when you return. Every human returns to heaven. No human goes to hell. Every human, now there are some places in heaven where every human doesn't want to go, because I have to have a place to isolate souls that have lived terrible lives. I don't want them coming back and repeating it. What sense would that make? I want them to understand the terrible things that they did and the karmas that they have to repay. I'm trying to be very clear and tell people about the karmas that they build in their human lives because those are what will affect the future lives for those humans. If you take time to live a good life, to learn what I want of you, and to show love to others, then your future lives are assured. If you treat others like you want to be treated, your future lives are going to be wonderful, or as good as they can be. You'll have free will when you come back. You can decide where you want to come, what planet you want to reincarnate on. I can give you many chances, many choices. Many people will choose not to come back to Earth because it is so difficult. But difficulty is opportunity. When you're a human, you have many choices to use your free will. When you use it properly, you have the opportunity to learn lessons that you really won't get the opportunity to learn on other planets that are much more peaceful, much more loving. Many of the souls actually want to return so that they can serve me to help bring other people to understand the true wealth of heaven. Heaven is all around you. Heaven, entrance is not, you don't have to pay a surcharge to come to heaven. You're coming whether you want to or not. And believe me, there are many people that have chosen not to follow my advice, that fear death. When they grow older, their fears increase because they know that time's coming. It would never dawn on many that, well, let's try to do the best we can with what we have left. Let's try to help as many people as we can. Many of the richest people in the world die not doing anything with their funds to help others. Now, there were many people that learned a lesson of life, that learned a lesson of God. Andrew Carnegie, I speak of him often. He did many things in his life that he shouldn't have done. He knows it. He made great wealth. He was probably the richest person to walk on the earth. He sold his business for incredible amounts of money in the days that he lived. And then he spent the rest of his life trying to use the money that he had to help others. He did incredible things. He built libraries, colleges, hospitals. He had so much money that he literally could not spend it for the time that he had left. But he tried. And when he passed, he left it that would be used for further good. So he learned the lesson. He lived a great life. He had all of the trappings that a human could have in those days. But he realized that he was on a bad path, and he changed that path drastically. There are so many people today that could change that path that they're on, but they choose not to do it. They think that a couple of years of living this great wealth, of having mansions, yachts, that is worth everything. Many of them actually convince themselves that when they die, it's over. So they might as well live the best life they can because there is no afterlife. These people are making a lot of mistakes. All they would have to do is pray a little bit, and I'd try to lead them to where they need to go. But since you don't believe in an afterlife, why would you waste your time praying to an all-powerful God that could help you? So you see the foolishness, the stupidity that is going through these people's minds. Some of the greatest intellectual people that have ever walked the planet came to the conclusion there could not possibly be a God. They came to a conclusion that people that prayed were fools. People that asked God to help them, they had no clue what was going on in life. Well, when they returned, they found out they were wrong. If you don't believe in God, you are wrong. I mean, it's just that simple. The belief in me, the faith. Faith is your most important tool that you have in your life. As I said earlier, it is something you can always fall back upon, that you know is always there. Faith is very hard to define, actually. It all depends on how you believe. Those of you that are listening to me, you know for a fact that I believe. You know these are the words that I speak. You know that every week you can be enriched by the words that I bring to you. Many of them are redundant. Many times I speak of the same thing. But you love hearing the words because you know you're truly participating in the miracle. Many people don't even believe in miracles. Barry and Connie have seen many miracles. They've actually helped perform some, and they've had miracles performed upon them. So those two people have no doubt. They know exactly where their souls are headed, and they know exactly what's going to happen on that final day. Now, I'm not saying it's coming soon because they both have stuff to do yet. I did not send many people back that can speak my words. It's a rare gift. I chose very carefully what souls I would use. I use souls to do this that have served me many times. There are those of you that are listening that have served me many times, and you are still serving me. Many of you are serving me and ask continuously, what is my path? What can I do more? And what I tell you is, we will guide you and you will know. Situations change. Many times you come back with a life plan, but you are excelling in something. So we give you additional things to do, additional ways to serve me, additional ways to bring happiness and love to other people. Sometimes we put you in a specific religion because we know that there are problems with that religion that you can help lead people through. The religions are not necessarily bad. What is bad is the way people have interpreted the writings that influence those religions. If a religion does not give a woman equality, that is a very bad thing. And women and men deserve equality. All of you have been women. All of you have been men. We do this so that you understand. There are times that you lived the life of a woman and learned the problems of women, the fact that you are looked down on by the male population. Then we bring you back as a man and see how you look at women. Many of you learn your lesson and treat women as true equals, which is what they are. The soul can be a man or a woman. Why would one be different from the other? A soul can be white-skinned, it can be black-skinned. Why would a soul be different than another? The color of your skin when you return, that's a lesson. Many people look down on people with different colored skins. And why would you do that? When you get to heaven, everything is equal. You're an energy. All energies are equal. The only difference is when you're on earth, serving an incarnate life, your energy is in a physical form. And that physical form is meant to be like a college. It's a place where your soul goes to school, where it learns, where it decides how it wants to live, where it decides if it truly wants to believe in me or not. You notice I never influence that. I tell you all the things that you need to do to open your eyes to understand, but I will never force you to believe in me. That is up to your free will. That free will is what determines how you learn, what you do. There are many things that I could dictate, but I don't. Everything on the planet Earth is basically based on free will. We influence, we come to you, we tell you the truth, we perform miracles, we show you great beauties. We do many things to influence you, but we never tell you. I suggest, but I never dictate. Oh, I could. If I could resurrect from the grave and take my body to heaven, I can do most anything I want to do, but I don't. Planet Earth is based on free will and making your own decisions. It has been that way since its inception, and it will be that way forever until humans decide to destroy themselves. I let you have technologies from weapons of mass destruction because this is the next level of learning that you have to survive. Hopefully, Humans will make the right decisions to do away with these weapons. But in all probability, it'll take a long time to make that decision. But all of you have made the true decision, the decision of faith and love, the decision that I truly exist, and the decision that when I bless you, it truly means something. So thank you so much. I love speaking with you. I love seeing you, and I love knowing who you are. So I'm blessing all of you once more, and I'm saying goodbye for another week. We will be back, and we'll have another message. Goodbye. Great messages. I say it every week, and there's no way I know what he's going to say. I sit down here with a totally blank mind. Of course, Connie would say I have a blank mind more than that, but you know how that is. So thank you all. Thank you so much for listening. Connie is an incredible person. As you know, she's got some physical problems, but she is the influence that she's always been. And we're both trying to be that. So thank you. If you have questions, ask them. Thank you so much. We love all of you, and we will be back again next week.